We knew that the judges of The Voice made a lot, but we had no idea just how much. Which of the 17th season's judges makes the most? And why has Adam Levine quit? And it's a battle of the divas as we find out who made more, Christina Aguilera or Shakira? And why is Miley Cyrus probably never going to return to The Voice? Hi, I'm Peter, and welcome back to OSSA. Where to start? Well, while we're starting out with the judges for this season, we'll be reviewing past judges too, so be sure to stick around to the end to find out who comes out on top. For now though, how about we review this year's team? Kelly Clarkson, John Legend, and a legendary power couple, Blake Shelton and pop star partner Gwen Stefani. Blake and Gwen have been together for a few years now, and if they share a bank account, then it probably has about as many digits as your phone number. It's probably best to start with the relative newcomer, Gwen Stefani. Although that's not exactly accurate, given that Gwen debuted in season 7 and immediately started making more than all the other stars before her. Field Guide reports that Stefani raked in $10 million for that season. Despite her apprentice not winning then, Gwen's charisma worked its magic, and the artist was invited to return for subsequent seasons. Stefani soon became one of the highest paid judges on the show. In the 12th season, Gwen came back as both a judge and the girlfriend of another judge, Blake Shelton, giving her a huge amount of creative clout on The Voice. And that meant that the show's producers were ready to shell out whatever it took to keep the narrative of their developing relationship center stage. For the 12th season, Gwen banked $13 million, and rumor has it that the singer's comeback cost the producers a further $14 to $15 million. While that might seem staggering, let's move on to her sweetheart, who's been there since the very beginning. Country singer and producer Blake Shelton is the only judge who has taken part in all 17 seasons of the show. Over the last 17 years, Blake has won 6 times with acts Jermaine Paul, Daniel Bradbury, Craig Wayne Boyd, Cassidy Pope, and Sundance Head. These victories have added to Blake's bona fides, meaning that his paycheck has kept on rising to match. Shelton's highest recorded payment peaked at $13 million per season, so with 2 seasons per year, Blake makes about $26 million per annum. In essence, that means that in these past 8 years, Blake has banked at least $114 million for The Voice alone. Now, while that's impressive, it doesn't even include the money Blake makes in his career as a country singer. But just where does The Voice get all that money to pay its judges? Well, I'll tell you at the end of this video, so stay tuned. Another judge who's made himself comfortable in the big red chair from the very beginning is Adam Levine. Like a true gentleman, season 17 saw Adam give up his seat to Gwen Stefani with his shock departure stunning fans of The Voice, while the producers reportedly tried everything to stop him leaving. Sources report that after Levine's refusal to participate in season 17, he had to give up a contract worth $30 million. While the reasons for his departure remain a mystery, insiders report that Adam found it hard to keep up with the many aspects of his creative career under the schedule that the show imposed on him. The Voice took up all of his time and left Levine with no opportunity to go on tour or record new music. Despite the understandable need for creative fulfillment, we hope Adam will be back one day. Since the very beginning of The Voice, the Maroon 5 frontman has surrounded himself with rock stars and successful contestants. Adam has a great record as a coach, having won 3 times, and has left both the judges and the viewers with some amazing, memorable moments. We'll definitely miss his back-and-forth banter with Blake Shelton, who commented on his colleague's departure by saying, "Adam's not on the show, and I want him to know that he can still kiss my ass wherever he is right now." According to The Wrap, Adam made $13 million per season, which means that he made more than $200 million from The Voice over the years. And that doesn't even factor in the money he makes with Maroon 5. Compare this paycheck Adam got for just one project with the net worth of some of the most famous Hollywood stars, like Leonardo DiCaprio, for example, who's made slightly over $260 million over the course of his entire career. John Legend joined the judges in season 16, when the show had made more than enough money to afford his $11 million per season price tag. Though it's been suggested that season 17 will see that amount increase to $12 million. One of the brightest and most beloved soul singers of the modern era, Legend is a fantastic addition to The Voice's team of judges, and this new role allows John to make the kind of money that singers usually only earn when they're on world tours or releasing platinum records. The 14th season was marked with the addition of another American sweetheart, Kelly Clarkson. It seems like it wasn't so long ago that Kelly was the hopeful participant of a talent show herself, whose potential career depended on the support of voting viewers. Well, now the shoe's on the other foot, and Clarkson is the one deciding other people's fate. Variety reports that the Since You've Been Gone singer made a deal for $560,000 per episode of the show. So considering that each season has about 27 or 28 episodes, it looks like Kelly makes more than $15 million per season. Different stars have come and gone throughout The Voice's history, and each one has done their part to raise its ratings. And that means that the producers have to spend bundles of cash to attract that kind of talent. But not everyone has cost The Voice's showrunners as much as Kelly Clarkson did. There was Cee Lo Green, for example, famous for one of the wildest breakup hymns, Forget You, and rightly infamous for his sexual assault scandal and confusing definitions of consent. CeeLo was part of the show from the very beginning, though at that time, all the judges made much less than they do now. In the first 3 seasons, he was paid $2 million per season, and his comeback cost the producers $6.5 million. Additionally, when he started out as a judge, not many people knew who CeeLo Green even was. The singer revealed to US Weekly that he left the show because it easily and quickly became a job. Very, very obligating, taxing and tiring. I still tip my hat to Adam Levine and Blake Shelton and to those guys who continuously do it, but I think I ran my course there just naturally. However, some sources claim that CeeLo is covering up for the real reason he had to leave, namely that he jumped before he was pushed. The Wrap reports that the decision to quit was to get ahead of NBC and producer Mark Burnett after multiple meltdowns owing to the pressure of CeeLo's legal case, which saw the singer accused of drugging a woman and eventually pleading no contest to the felony. I'm willing to bet that CeeLo can't complain about the rather impressive paycheck and how the show has helped to rehabilitate his tarnished image and reputation. Another judge who basically helped start the whole show get going is a true pop legend, Christina Aguilera. Viewers loved Christina as a judge, especially praising her amazing voice and her perfect mastery when it came to singing. That's why it's understandable that many contestants chose Christina as their coach. It may have taken some time, but Christina managed to earn a trophy, along with apprentice Alison Porter in season 10. At the end of the day, it's the talent that wins, Christina told HNGN. It's not like we go home with like a voice trophy, but it is really up to them. Ultimately, I'm here to be just their biggest fan. You know, I always go into it with the hopes of definitely taking somebody to the end. Aguilera was so talented and brought in so much acclaim that she was offered a whopping $17 million to return for season 3. That's when Christina became one of the highest paid participants on a reality TV show at the time, and was probably the reason why producers couldn't afford her astronomical price tag when it came to season 4. It was no surprise that when Aguilera did come back for season 5, she was offered a lower rate of pay, though this was still a substantial $12.5 million. For season 4, Christina was replaced by another pop legend in the form of Shakira. The Colombian diva was part of The Voice for seasons 4 and 6, and even though her projects didn't win, Shakira showed that she was a great coach who taught her students a great deal. And according to The Hollywood Reporter, that expertise didn't come cheap, as Shakira made up to $12 million per season. If, like me, you can't even imagine that amount. It turns out it's not even that much to Shakira. She's got a contract with Live Nation worth $300 million. According to The Motley Fool, Shakira's net worth is estimated to be $200 million. So $12 million sounds like small change for someone with that kind of star power. Season 4 saw CeeLo Green replaced by current king of pop, Usher, also known for his skills as a dancer and a true professional veteran of the industry. Just like Shakira, Usher appeared in seasons 4 and 6, and even managed to guide his protege, Josh Kaufman, to victory. Saying of his success, "It was every bit of what I hoped for. Losing was not an option." Usher was only making $7 million for his appearances, which seems very affordable considering that Shakira was making almost twice as much. Despite this, Usher's net worth is comparable with that of Shakira's, standing at about $180 million. The Voice added Pharrell Williams to the team in season 7. Super Hit Happy has made Pharrell a global sensation, and when combined with the singer's nomination for an Academy Award, that level of professional success has definitely influenced his salary. While Williams hasn't quite made it to the level of Christina Aguilera, he still made a respectable $8 million per season. Williams went on to win the 8th season of the show, though the modest judge doesn't seem to feel like he contributed a lot. Essentially, how far contestants go is based on a bunch of variables we at a certain point can't control. We're just trying to coach them the best we can. We try to give them guidance, but their fate on the show is not controlled by us. It's controlled by what they do and how the American public responds to that. Recipient of 15 Grammys, Alicia Keys joined the crew of judges for season 11 of The Voice. Young and successful, Alicia is a singer-songwriter who has done a great deal to inspire participants. Unusually, Keys often had little to no makeup on during the show, presenting her authentic and natural self, which everyone just adored. And who could deny her fantastic voice and magnetic personality? All this makes us think that Keys will definitely be back for upcoming seasons. According to some sources, Alicia agreed to a rather decent salary with show producers, but it certainly isn't setting any records when compared with that of some other stars. Each season brings Keys a mere $8 million. Starting from season 11, producers wanted to chase a younger demographic, and when it comes to engaging a more youthful audience, who could be better addition than Miley Cyrus? The scandalous, provocative rebel from an established music industry dynasty was no stranger to sets and stages. With all that experience, Cyrus could probably determine a viable future star just by listening to them talk, and her natural charisma resulted in her getting plenty of attention from the show's viewers. This superstar status provided Cyrus with substantial earnings, making $13 million per season. However, there's another story about Miley, The Voice and its ratings. When Miley joined the show, ratings didn't rise, but in fact stayed in steady decline. Critics could only surmise that Miley is beloved by such a young audience that they actually barely watch TV anymore. It was pointless chasing the younger demographic this way, and an older audience wasn't exactly charmed by the young diva's provocative image. After taking part in seasons 11 and 13 of the show, Miley chose not to come back, and unless young people change their attitude towards TV, she probably never will. So let's get to the main question. Where does NBC get all of that money to pay such incredible salaries? Well, each TV project lives and dies based on the commercials in the middle of the show. And the cost of these commercials depends on the show's popularity. Quite simply, the higher the ratings, the higher the cost of the commercials. Naturally, those ratings are directly related to the draw and star power of the main faces on the show, which in the case of The Voice, happens to be our main judges. Money Nation reports that back in 2015, the show managed to make a staggering $436 million. But when ratings dropped in 2016, allegedly due to the inclusion of Miley Cyrus, so did the cost of the commercials, and the showrunners made more like $410 million that year. That's why the showrunners choose each year's judges based on making the show as appealing as possible in order to attract as many viewers as they can and make even more money. Which group of judges do you consider the best? And what lineup of judges would you like to see if there were no limitations whatsoever? How about this combo? Lady Gaga, Frank Sinatra, Marilyn Manson, and Whitney Houston. Bet there'd be plenty of amazing drama in a panel like that. Share your dream team in the comments. And as ever, like our video, subscribe to our channel, raise your voice, and stay awesome.